Hey, what's up guys? It's Evan here from Odyssey Strength and Conditioning. I just wanted to bring you a video today around this concept of perfect technique. So, perfect technique, to be honest, it actually doesn't exist. So, there's lots of people always coming to me asking, oh look, I've been told by this trainer or this coach or that expert that my knees should never go in front of my toes when I squat, or this is the correct way to do this exercise for whatever that is. But just to tell you that there's actually no one perfect way to do an exercise. There's no, this is perfect form for an exercise. We have to always look at the context of who the person is, what the goals they're trying to achieve, what their physiological limitations are, what the demands of the activities that they need to be able to do require, and all of those things are going to help to decide what perfect or good exercise technique is for that person at any given time. So an example of this is something like an overhead press. So if you look at what perfect technique in a textbook would say, it is arm abducted out to 90 degrees, pressing straight overhead. If you're someone who, however, has a bit of a shoulder impingement issue like I do on this right side, if I do whatever the hell perfect technique is considered, and I do this movement here, that range of motion there is very uncomfortable, and then my shoulder clicks every time on the way back down, there it is there. That's not a comfortable, pain-free range of motion movement for me. So if you've ever heard the term, you get more of what you focus on, well, it holds true for your body as well. So if what you focus on is comfortable, pain-free range of motion, then guess what? What you get more of is comfortable, pain-free range of motion. It does not mean that I should avoid working on my shoulder mobility and try and get out of trying to learn how to use better technique, but it does mean that if I focus on where I feel strong and where I feel comfortable, that I'm more likely to be able to train in the long term without exacerbating that. If, however, I focus on whatever this perfect technique is and I'm pushing into ranges of motion that are either uncomfortable or painful, then guess what you get? More uncomfortable and painful ranges of motion. So, if, for example, I want to do an overhead press on this right shoulder, I'm going to stay away from that strongly abducted position, come into a more adducted position in the front of the body. If I avoid rotating the arm around, but I keep my palm facing in that direction, then I can press comfortably to about there. It's not perfect full range overhead motion, but am I able to train in that overhead pressing range, at least to some extent? Yes, I am. It's not maximally stimulating the lateral head of or whatever it is that all you nerds out there are going to try and tell me is the point of the exercise, but it's allowing me to train that overhead range of motion at least to some extent. So there's a few general rules to take into consideration when you're thinking about whatever perfect technique is for you. That is, do you feel strong and comfortable in that position? If you feel strong and comfortable in that position, that's a pretty good sign. Are you able to maintain stability and control through the entire range of motion of that movement? If you're able to do those things and you feel good and you feel strong while you're doing it, then that's a pretty good sign that that exercise is going to be good for you. If you are using perfect technique but it's uncomfortable and it's painful, that's more likely to run you into the risk of injury than if you just stick with the movement that you can do, that you can control, and that you feel strong and comfortable and you can control that entire range of motion. So that's my rant over for the day. I'll get off my soapbox now, but just so you understand, there's no such thing as perfect technique. It's perfect for what, perfect for who, perfect for what goal, at what stage, and all of those things you have to take into account. So that's my rant for today. Thanks you guys. See ya.